Well, hello everybody, and welcome. Here we go once again. We're at our 9th episode now, and as you all know by now, this is not a travel blog. So, let's get started and let's roll. So here we are, just about nowhere. But, as it has been started and I am well on the course of moving from one episode to another one, I am facing challenges along the way. Well, definitely, that's the whole point of it. Getting things started and not finishing it. It's one of the strongest habits I have accumulated over the years. But, for this series of, not a travel blog, it's easier as I don't call this a travel blog, and it allows the freedom for me to do whatever I wish to. And, for this episode, I decided to not even explain any of the videos that you are seeing in your screen at the moment. But, I can assure you one thing for certain, that the videos are speaking for themselves and you can easily figure out what the videos is about. You can guess the location and you can guess the name of the district, and the zone and the country. You can even guess the continent for yourself. And maybe that is the whole charm of it. This idea that you, the viewer or listener, can fill in the blanks better than I ever could, because the moment I start explaining the location, or why the river bends that way, or why the hills look softer in the morning light, something gets lost. The mystery dissolves. And this series, as strange as it sounds, survives on mystery. It thrives on not saying too much. After all, not a travel blog was never about showing the world. It was always about passing through it, quietly, casually, almost accidentally, like wandering into a thought you didn't intend to have, or walking into a room and forgetting why you were there. And somehow, that forgetfulness becomes the point. That small moment of confusion becomes the beginning of a story, because beginnings, as easy as they appear, always carry weight. Even when you start something as loose and undefined as this, even when you tell yourself there are no rules, no expectations, there still is a tiny pressure, a whisper inside you saying, "Are you sure you'll keep going this time?" And most of the time, my answer has been no. I have abandoned more projects than I have completed. Ideas come, ideas go, and halfway through I get bored, lost, distracted, or simply uninterested. But here, strangely, I don't feel that way. Maybe because there is no finish line. Maybe because this series lives in a space between commitment and non-commitment. A strange middle ground, where I'm allowed to move freely without the weight of completing anything. And when you remove that burden, creativity becomes lighter. Things flow, thoughts wander, and I wander with them.
So, here we are, nowhere, once again. But nowhere is not empty. Nowhere is not meaningless. Sometimes, nowhere is where everything begins. Sometimes, nowhere is the clean slate you didn't know you needed. The silence between two loud thoughts. The pause between two breaths. A place where things don't have to make sense. A place where you don't have to explain yourself. A place where just being is enough. And look, maybe that is why the videos are unlabeled. Maybe that is why I don't mention the name of the river, or the village, or the mountain. Because the moment I say it out loud, it becomes fixed, tied down to geography, to identity, to borders drawn by someone else long before I was born. But when I don't say the name, the place stays open. It becomes something you can project your own memories onto. Maybe it reminds you of a childhood walk. Maybe it reminds you of a place you once passed through. Maybe it reminds you of nothing at all, and even that is fine. When you remove labels, everything becomes wider. Time stretches. Space loosens. You start noticing small things. The curve of a cloud, the sound of a distant dog barking, the color of someone's sweater walking past the frame. Things you would normally skip over. Things that don't matter in the grand scheme of life but somehow feel important in the moment. And here's the interesting thing, the more I record these episodes, the more I realize that the journey is not in the video. It's in the act of returning. Coming back again and again, even when I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going. It's the commitment to show up, not to finish. It's the gentle push of continuity, not progress. And there is a big difference between the two. Progress is measurable. It demands results. It wants milestones and achievements. But continuity asks for only one thing, presence. Just show up. Just be here. Even if here is nowhere. And perhaps that is the quiet philosophy forming behind this series, a slow one, a subtle one. Something about how life doesn't always need a destination. How journeys can exist without maps. How episodes can exist without explanations. How creativity can bloom without structure. How showing up, even imperfectly, can become a ritual, a soft act of defiance against the habit of giving up. Because maybe the hardest journey is not walking across mountains or crossing borders or traveling to distant places. Maybe the hardest journey is walking back to yourself. Again. And again. And again. Returning to the parts of you that you abandoned. Picking up the projects you left half done. Listening to the quiet voice inside you that asked you to create something, and answering it. So yes, welcome to episode 9. Welcome to nowhere. Welcome to another beginning that doesn't know it's a beginning. Welcome to a journey that pretends to have no destination but still moves forward. Welcome to a commitment disguised as freedom. And as the video continues, as the river flows, as the hills fade in and out of light, as the wind carries whatever sound it wants, let's keep this pace. Slow. Thoughtful. Unforced. Let the visuals speak. Let the silence speak even louder. Let the journey take its time. Because if there is one thing I've learned while making, not a travel blog, it's this: sometimes the most meaningful places are the ones you don't name. Sometimes the most honest journeys are the ones you don't plan. And sometimes, the most surprising endings are the ones that begin exactly here, just about nowhere.